Do you see here? Hi, guys and gals. Well, I've just finished making Spooky University 93, I believe. This will be Spooky University 94. If I got the numbers wrong, I'll correct them in the titles. This one is about awkward social moments. Earlier today, I watched David Nicholson's one, and there's something that he mentioned, like awkward social moments. For him, it's awkward when you're basically with unknown people, I guess, and like that anyway. But I mean, I'm not going to clone his video, but awkward social moments, of course, that means, most often with people. He had a very funny example. I think, that some of the awkward social moments, I'm trying to think about, a particular one. Um, I have mentioned very often that I don't enjoy small talk all that much. And that's why I really appreciate when Mrs. DC's around because, the small talk comes easily. But when she's there, she I don't know, maybe it's because of her profession, and what she knows how to, she has to talk with people all the time, and I don't. On the other hand, I'm always in networking things, so I kind of have to anyway. So you kind of learn. There's something I notice. It's really, really funny. Like if you're in a social networking event where people are trying to show themselves off and get to know, you'll start talking about different things and so on, and it's okay. But as soon as you have to talk, I mean, if you meet these people in another context, really you just like, well, what am I going to talk with them? Because in a networking situation, you talk about their job and so on. And yes, I have read up how do you do small talk and that, and it actually helps. If you can concentrate on reflecting the questions back to the person and getting them to talk, it works pretty well. And I am getting better at it. Awkward social moments. I was once asked to go to a very uppity, um, again, an uppity networking thing where there was all government people there. And I didn't know anybody except, I mean, I seen them in the media, but they actually knew each other. And like I say, I was basically taking someone's place because they couldn't go. So of course when I got there, nobody knew who the heck I was. So they would come and give me a limp handshake or something like that, and I'd say who I was, and they'd say, "Oh, that's nice," and so on, and they'd move on to somebody else. So I spent like about a half hour at least, if not more, just there, kind of like holding my glass and smiling, because once the handshakes were done, everybody else was talking. So you just kind of like move closer to a group, even if you're not saying anything. At least you don't seem to be completely alone. Now, strangely enough, well, I'm drinking a beer, by the way. Now, strangely enough, I was in a similar situation. So what I just said before was in Switzerland. I was in a similar situation in Ireland a few years back, where there were members of government. One of the men was Simon Coveney, and none of you will probably watching this will know who he was, but he was up to be prime minister, the Tisach or something like that. As they, you can never pronounce those names. Anyway, but I had met him a few times in these type of situations, and he comes up to me, and believe it or not, he actually remembered my name. These guys are incredible. But anyway, I mean, we're drinking a pint together. Here I was drinking a pint, and he's a big man in Irish government. And there's another guy called the minister at the time. I don't know what he is now, but his name I remember his name because his last name was Sherlock. And these guys, they're just probably because they're politicians, are used to it. But at the same time, it was a lot easier. Now, a story about social interactions, but the other way around. No, let me keep that for another video. So that, I mean, talking about awkward situations, because that is the title, and I'm not going to go into other videos. I would say mostly, yeah, that was an awkward social situation. Other times, maybe, I think you've all had it, and I can see the time is moving on. Maybe you've all had it, is that when you talk about someone, be it good or bad, but especially if it happens to be bad, and you turn around and the person's in the same room and you don't know if they've heard you, bite your tongue, man. It's a lot better at times. That can be a very awkward situation. Okay, that's it. That's my take. I will talk about the other one another time. Bye-bye. Take care.